What's going on, you guys? It's Scott from Fly Rides back again today with another electric bike review for you. But today we've got a little bit of a twist for you. We chose the bike that we are focusing on today based on sales performance and overall value. As I'm sure you have realized if you are someone who's been researching bikes, it has been insane in the cycling industry right now. While everything is selling really well right now, there are of course standouts, and the one we're gonna focus on today is the Gazelle Ultimate T10 Plus, which has been absurdly popular lately. You've got a Bosch Gen 4 performance speed motor, a Shimano Dior derailleur, 11 to 36 teeth on the rear cassette, 52 teeth in the front for some added torque, all for the low price of $39.99, which blows a lot of high-speed commuters out of the water. Of course, it's not just the price that is so appealing about this bike. It is a beautiful design, integrated battery, 500 watt hours. The bike rides really well. It's adjustable, it fits a lot of different people, and that's why it earned a rating from me of Erg goed. That is, of course, Dutch for very good. I'm coming for you, Duolingo. So let's check out the Gazelle Ultimate T10 Plus. I just took it for a ride and was very impressed, but let's talk about why. So as always in my reviews, you know what we're gonna do. Let's talk about specs, baby.
Let's talk about specs, baby.
So overall, this build is so impressive. Again, for $39.99, it is hard to find components like this on a commuting bike. For instance, you have got a Shimano Dior XT derailleur in the back, which is one of Shimano's highest end derailleurs. You are going to be getting 11 to 36 teeth in the rear cassette, which isn't a ton, but you don't need that much because guess what? You got 52 teeth up front and also the brand new Bosch Generation 4 performance speed motor with 75 Newton meters of torque. Again, I'm sure you've heard this, but you are not compromising anything this year in the Bosch performance speed motor. Last year, you would have gotten 63 Newton meters. This year, you are getting the same as the Bosch Performance CX. It is also half the size of last year's motor, and it actually offers more power to you from 20 miles per hour to 28 miles per hour. That said, once you get to that 28 mile per hour mark, unlike other bikes, it is pretty easy to get past 28 miles per hour, even on flat ground. So this Bosch Generation 4 series of motors has been very impressive. You're also getting a Bosch integrated 500 watt hour battery. Looks pretty to me, and it's a pretty minimalist design still from Gazelle. Your Bosch system is finished off with a Bosch Purion display. Nice little thumb display there. Probably my favorite display from Bosch. And yes, I'm the type of guy who has a favorite e-bike display. Your wheels on this are going to be 28 inches, pretty standard commuter setup, and they are 47 millimeters wide, which I got news for you is plenty wide. On a speed bike, you should want more speed, which those tires are going to give you. If you don't think these tires are big enough, then I think you might need to adjust your riding style, to be totally honest. You gotta get used to this because it's gonna get you going a lot faster. There's nothing wrong with plus size tires if that's what you want, but these are going to be plenty big for most people. The fork, of course, you're getting a fork, of course. From Gazelle, you're getting the Suntour Mobi, not that Mobi, but the Mobi that is designed for e-bikes. 100 millimeters of travel on this for plenty of comfort. Again, along with those 47C tires, you are going to have plenty of cush on this bike. The comfort continues with the Cell Royale Essenza saddle. Nice and wide for you. It's a good commuter speed one because it's going to keep you a little bit forward. And then you have a lot of adjustability in the handlebars and stem as well. So you can put this pretty much anywhere you'd like. You can bring it back towards you if you like to be a little more upright, and you can put it forward if you like to be in a little bit more aggressive position like me. Gazelle has continued their tradition of putting good components where a lot of people skimp on components. The grips are going to be from Ergon, and they are nice. They're going to ergon to your hands. They're ergonomic. And the rack in the back. So the rack in the back is great. The rack in the back is great. You have got the ability to carry almost 60 pounds of gear behind you, which is unbelievable, and it already has a nice little bungee cord on there for you, so you can put like locks underneath there, which I love. Integrated front and rear lights as well, so that's a nice little bonus too. And then Gazelle has set you up with some nice security features with that AXA Defender Cafe lock, so that if you are going to have an eye on the bike, you can just lock that up and no one can wheel your bike away. Nice thing about that cafe lock is the key that stays in there is going to match your battery key, so you don't have to worry about losing that. It's got to stay in the bike if you want the bike to move. And like on any good speed bike, you are set up with hydraulic disc brakes, front and rear from Shimano. Those brakes are also going to be 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes, which is so rare for a commuter, especially at this price point. You have got 3 different sizes on this, a 46 with a mid-step, a little bit of a low step there, and then a 53 and a 57. Also, Gazelle continues to be one of the few manufacturers who actually provides their bike weights without me having to go to the back and weigh it myself. It weighs in at 50.7 pounds. Let's talk a little bit about the ride. I was riding the high step, the standard frame on the 53. I'm 5'6" with about a 30-inch inseam, and I felt fine on that. I didn't feel like it was too big. I would say the standover maybe was a little bit high for me. Probably I would buy the 46 centimeter if I was to buy this bike. And then if you're, 5'11", 6 foot, you're probably looking at that 57. I have not ridden the Bosch Performance Speed Gen 4 motor on a bike that is honestly this lightweight. I know some of you are saying 50 pounds doesn't sound super lightweight, but for an e-bike that's pretty standard, and it performs so well on a bike like this. So on an e-bike of like a standard weight, 47 to 52 pounds, the Bosch Gen 4 speed motor was unbelievable. It gets you up to speed super quick. I could keep my cadence pretty low, which I like because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to work super hard. So I would put it up into turbo and kind of just hang out. I never really even needed to use the lower gears. I was getting, I would say, efficiency-wise, I probably got 25 miles pretty easily on the turbo mode. That was not a problem at all. And I'm sure if you're obviously an eco, you're probably getting up to like 60, 65. In my opinion, comfort-wise, this bike ranks with the top commuters on the market. I like a hardtail commuter. I think full suspension commuters they're not unnecessary. They're fun if you can get them or if you want them. But I don't think they are completely necessary, to be honest. So yeah, this one was pretty solid. I didn't feel like I needed a suspension seat post or anything like that. It was, however, nice to have the suspension fork in the front because LA does have some pretty bumpy roads and it's a little more forgiving with that Moby fork. I was really glad to have a Shimano Dior XT derailleur instead of a Shimano Dior. It really made a difference. The shifting felt precise and clean. I never felt like I was slipping gears or anything like that, and it paired really well with the Bosch Performance Speed motor. I tend to carry a ton of gear when I ride. When I come down to Hollywood from North Hollywood, Studio City area, I don't want to have to be going back at the end of the day, going back and forth the whole time, so I pretty much bring everything with me. So having that 60-pound limit in the back is very nice. The rack also just feels really sturdy. So sometimes on other bikes I've ridden, you'll hit a bump and you're just looking behind you being like, I hope I didn't break anything back there. But I never had that feeling on this bike. I felt like it was really sturdy, really well-built frame as well. It's just comfortable and yeah, really dug it. It was nice to have the adjustability in the stem. I did take a little bit before I was like, where am I feeling the most comfortable? So it was really nice to be able to kind of bring the bars back and just feel out what was feeling good to me. I also have this crazy thing where I really appreciate fenders that stay where they are supposed to stay. And the way Gazelle has designed their fenders this year, there is no adjustability in them. They are rigid, they are metal, they stay where they need to. So the only way to really mess this up and have them rub against the wheel is to crash and bend it completely. But I really dug these fenders. They, to me, usually are just in the way, especially in California. They're almost always unnecessary. But these ones worked really well because they stay where they're supposed to stay. I always mention integrated lights on most bikes are a good fail-safe. I would still go ahead and buy some strobes to go along or add strobes to this bike just so you can be seen a little bit more. But the lights actually do work really well, especially the headlight provides some pretty decent visibility at night. So it is completely understandable, in my opinion, why this bike is selling so well. At $39.99, you are getting a great value, some solid bang for your buck. If you're looking for a commuting bike that's going to get you going up to 28 miles per hour and offers that Bosch reliability, this is an excellent option. Like this video, you guys, and subscribe to this channel so you can see what the best bikes of June 2020 are going to be next month. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you're riding right now and how you are staying active during this time. See you guys next time.